Alright you guys, it's a beautiful day today. It is 8 a.m. I just want to show you I got all of these like new Tesco cheeses delivered. I mean all of them, I got some of them. And I'm going to do a taste test this week with, well I was going to do it with my friend, but I'm going to manage to convince her to do it. Because she's a new vegan and I've been like pretty intense with her. I think she's pretty scared of me. Also I decided to put some makeup on. Before I start filming this, just because you know, last time I looked trash and it looks fine like this, but if I'm here it looks like I'm wearing like a really muddy contour, so I'm just gonna have to stay in the good lighting. Okay, I got some mature dates delivered yesterday and I don't normally buy these because there's like 9 in here and they were £2, which, you know, a lot of vegans always talk about what like eating dates and things like that, and they're like, oh yeah, I've got these mature dates, it was so cheap, but it was like a bag for $1, and I'm like, there's 9 of these and they're £2, so that's why I don't really eat dates that much, but I want to make something with them and I don't know what. Alright, it's decided I'm making oats. It's a bit boring, but you know, I'm going to top it off with loads of things. So I don't know if you know, but you should eat like whole, chunky rolled oats rather than the processed ones. I honestly don't remember what the reason is. And I saw someone talk about it or something like that, and I know they said something about processed oats. I don't know what it was. I honestly don't remember. But they said that like the, you know, whole oats are good for you or like better for you, which is always true. So, you know, when you sometimes someone says something and you're like, oh, okay, fair enough, I'm gonna do that, and it makes sense. And then when someone else is like, oh, why are you doing that? And you're like, oh, that person explained it, I don't know, you go to them. I'm gonna try to find a reasoning somewhere, but I've seen a lot of people like eat the processed oats, and I guess if you don't care, then like that's fine, just eat whatever you want. But in case you're interested in it, I'm gonna try to find like an article or something and link it down below. Oh my god, this lighting is really not making me look good. Okay, let's be here. I also used to cook my oats in almond milk or like soy milk, and then I realised when you cook them in water, it's much faster. I know that everybody does that on the internet, but I thought, you know, because when you make porridge normally, you would cook oats with milk. So, yeah. So I cook them in water now, and then I add a little bit of almond milk at the end. They cook so much faster, like 5 times faster. Let's do a taste test of the organic mature dates. No, right. I just don't really like dates. They're really sweet, but these ones are actually quite nice. They're actually not bad. Actually, I like those. I mean, I think I like dates. I was just eating shitty dates my whole life. This is a light changer, guys. Them trees are ruining my lighting. Alright, so what I like to do is add the berries, like whilst it's cooking, but right at the end, so they don't melt completely, and they kind of just melt as you're serving it in the like hot porridge, because it's pretty much turned off now. Oh my god, this is so good. I think it's the berries. They really add flavour and sweetness. They're also really good for you because they're full of antioxidants. Look at me, looking all good. So yesterday I went to Pret because I went to work. I went to grab lunch for my lunch break. And I got to work and they were like, oh, you're not meant to be in today. So they sent me back home. But I already had this wrap from Pret, so I decided to take it home and I'm going to try it now. I mean, it's from yesterday, but it should be fine, right? It's the new wrap that's vegan and Pret, and it's really good. The only problem with their wraps is that they're like, I feel like they're really tiny. Like one wrap doesn't fill me up if I'm hungry on my lunch break. It's super tasty though, like super tasty. What is it? Is it like lentils? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think I'm identifying an artichoke possibly, or an all avocado. All avocado. Some lentils and spinach. So good. Honestly, there's a Pret near you. Try the new vegan wrap. I just had my lunch and I totally forgot to film it, but I made curry yesterday that I posted on Instagram, so I'll post a picture here. And I had the same thing for lunch today. Pretty boring. I really want a cake now. Alright, so it's like 9 PM and I'm here to rant and comfort eat. This is one of the Tesco free from ice cream cones. So we had a work thing at Byron Burgers, which is this new place that opened in Norwich, and I saw they had some vegetarian options, so I thought, you know, maybe like the patties are vegan and then it's just like the sauces that aren't. So we got there. First of all, they overcharged me for my starter by like almost £3, which was like pretty much the price of it. And then for my main, so basically the waitress had no idea about anything. Like even for the starter, she didn't know what the ingredients were. She didn't know if anything had dairy or eggs in it. So I asked her for their like allergens chart, so I had to look through all of that. She literally had no idea, and I told her that I didn't do any dairy or eggs. So I looked through the chart and I saw that the bean patty was actually vegan, and so I asked to not have the aioli on it. And I assumed that, you know, that would mean that it's vegan then, because the aioli isn't, but the patty was, and then it's just vegetables. And I said to have barbecue sauce instead. So homegirl said, yeah, that's fine. And I did tell her I'm vegan and that I don't eat dairy or eggs. And then we finished the meal and I posted a picture on Instagram, and my friend messaged me saying that their buns aren't actually vegan, which the waitress didn't mention or anything like that. And I don't really usually check the buns, because buns are just bread, like that's always vegan. But I mean, obviously I would say it's my fault, but I legit told the waitress and they should have knowledge of like their ingredients. But like, and so then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I'm feeling really sick, and I realised there was some kind of like white sauce at the bottom. And you know, in my vegan brain, I, you know, think, you know, there are white sauces that are vegan, like there's like cashew cream and all that stuff that I make. But I realised that they took off the aioli, but there was clearly some like spicy mayo at the bottom that they left in there, because I'm feeling super sick right now. Like I ate some dairy or eggs or something. So they clearly just don't give a shit, and like she just seems so like pissy about me asking questions. Like, honey, you have no knowledge about your own food. Like, this is your job. I'm just so pissed off. I really feel bad. I mean, I haven't made a mistake like that in a really long time, and this is obviously a new restaurant and their staff have no idea about their food, and she was kind of, yeah, wasn't the nicest about it. And then they added like an automatic service charge on top of that, and like they wouldn't have gotten any tip from me, so I just paid like 23 quid for a pretty shitty meal. I mean, I was really happy that I got to hang out with my work friends, but in terms of the food, Byron Burgers is a big thumbs down from me. Honestly, if you want a good vegan burger, just go to Nando's. I'm just still so pissed off about it, like, especially in Norwich. Like, I don't like making mistakes like this, and I feel like I ask enough questions. Like, if you know me in person, you know I talk a lot, I ask a lot of questions. There's not much I can do now. I'm just pissed off that the girl, pissed off to the company. But yeah, it's gonna be like my last food tonight. I'm pretty stuffed. I mean, to be fair, I ate quite a lot. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this was somewhat informative. At least I complained about Byron Burgers. Now you know not to go there. This is what happens when you go to a carnist company that is vegan.